So you can see I've got extra lengths of the fly tying, the embroidery thread hanging out the back. I've also got the long pieces. The rule is, if you want the darker piece of string to be on top of the lighter one, when I make the half hitch I always make the dark one go behind, then I bring it forward. You can't see this at the moment. As I said before, I will promise, well I have promised, I will show you how to do this in a separate video and a separate posting, just to make it quite clear for those of you who do want to practice and get this technique correct. Just taking a little time here to make sure I've got the right pieces in the right place. Okay, so the dark one went to the back of the half hitch. Now it goes on the top of the fly and it pulls all the way back. I'm going to do one behind the bead chain eyes. And I'm going to pull it nice and tight and make sure that my extra pieces of legs are sticking out without getting compromised. Okay, so now I'm just going to get into the rhythm. I'll stop talking and just finish up this part of the fly. Don't be shy to pull tight. It's repetitive, and some will say it looks monotonous. The thing that I like about it is you can watch the fly building as you go. The pattern is very tightly woven. It looks amazing. I get excited every time I do it, so you'll have to bear with me. Okay, I'm halfway down. Nearly there now. So if you've never seen a mud shrimp before, or a mud prawn, if you live near the coast and you see the tiny little bubbles when the sea washes over the sand, very often those bubbles are formed from the air that comes out of the little hollows that the shrimps have dug in the sand as they bury themselves under, and they come out when the tide comes up and go and search for food on whatever is brought in with the fresh water that's come up, or the salt water, as the tides come in. Fish love them. Okay, so we're getting very close to the front now. Again, I'm not sure how much you can see, but we're going to finish off with a half hitch. Actually, I'm going to do one more. Thanks for your patience while you watch this part. Take it all the way as far as you can without getting to the point where it's going to unravel off the tip of where the thread base finished. Okay, I've taken it right up nice and tight. Half hitch at the bottom. This time I'm not going to clip it too tight because I want those two long pieces. Okay, so here we go. If we look at it from the top, that's what you see. If you look at it from the underneath, whoa, there we go. We've got a runaway JLM here. It's nice and light underneath. And then there's that ribbing on the side. On the top it's dark. I love that effect. And to think that it's done with just a half hitch is wonderful. So back into the vise. just making that tight now because I want to be able to finish it off. So there's a half hitch at the bottom that's holding everything together. Now I'll bring in the old tying thread, just a couple of twists, get it back on the hook nice and firm. We'll cut the small piece of thread off just now. I'm just going to build up a head. I may put 1 or 2 wraps. In front of those long pieces. So wrap it up nice and tight. Take the long pieces down again. So I want them to go underneath. And I think it's called a telson, I'm not sure. I'll go and get the diagram of what a shrimp looks like and stick it on the blog as well. You can have a look at all the anatomy of the different body parts. It's important that you understand what you've made, and so that you can make it work properly in the water. These little pieces are right at the back end of the shrimp, the little tail pieces. For those of you who like your seafood cocktails, you probably know what I'm talking about because it's the bit you don't eat. Okay, so just wrapping a nice head. Before I do the whip finish, I just want to take that little small tag end of the tying silk, and I brought that back in. I haven't cut it off yet, and I'd like to. Ironically, today, it's Good Friday. The weather looks a million times better than last week, but because I've finished all my season tickets, I'm not going down to the lake today. I had a thought of taking a jog around there and taking my iPad with me so I could show you some video footage. And I need to speak to the warden about whether or not he wants me to show this on the internet. So for now, I'm inside and talking to you instead. Okay, nearly done. The whip finished last week. I got a comment from a very good friend saying, "Oh, nice whip finish." So 2 fingers, that's all you need, and then just keep everything nice and taut. Wrap it over. Every now and then I made a mistake, like the time in the last video. But if you don't panic and you just stay calm, you can unwind it and redo it if you need to. So I think I've done about 6 turns now. Keep everything nice and tight. This little tool I've got is called a bobkin. Just helps keep everything nice and tidy. And there we have it. I'm going to trim its whiskers a bit, and the JLM is all yours to tie. The distance, I think if you take it down so that it's almost the same vertical length as where the barb of the hook is in the water, that's all you need. Okay. Possibly a little bit of trimming of some fibers. I'll just turn it over. That's what he looks like from the top. Importantly, I'll show you what the fish will see. And there it is. Very messy. I think if I trim those longer pieces of the back a little, it'll help make it look much better. But that's the JLM Special. It's a mud prawn. I designed it for bonefish and for spotted grunter, and they work brilliantly for rainbow trout as well. Thanks for watching. Come again soon. Bye.